This is Fresh to BiS the Paladin. And Fresh to BiS was created with only one purpose, to get from this to this. A completely best in SWAT Paladin. Now, before we even start, we need to know a couple of things. First, this is gonna take a lot of time. Second, I'm not gonna use the farm gold, buy coins and buy BiS items method because there is a lot of people who don't even have a premium account. They can't even trade on the Warmane store. So I want this to be as flexible as possible. The whole idea is to get to level 80 and BiS out this character. Get all of the best gear, including Shadowmourne. Yes, it may take 6 months, 9 months, even a year, but this is gonna be a really insane series. A lot of people ask me to do this, so I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be interesting for you. I already have around 30 hours recorded footage, so I have 2 episodes prepared. But I want to have the footage in advance, so that way I can post a video like every week or so. I'm gonna do my best to post a video every week to keep you updated. So if you like series like this is gonna be for you. So the main goal in this episode is to get to level 80, get some professions, and get a fast flying mount. I do have another level 80 character in this account, but I'm not gonna buy the fast flank at level 68, guys. I'm gonna do it like this is the first character in the account. And as we fly through the starting zone of the humans, I got the gold share, completed the quest there as you've seen in the footage, and like a true professional I begged for some gold and a guy gave me 25 gold. So this is a pretty nice start. And so far we got to level 11 already. I've went and trained my spells to the trainer and I went to do the Hogger quest. On the way, as you see, I've killed some beasts and skinned them. Why? Because the 2 professions that I'm gonna level up are gonna be mining and skinning. I'm gonna explain later in the video why. Fast forward to the Hogger, I found a level 42 Paladin which I asked for help, and of course he helped me to kill the Hogger. After that I wanted to give him something, but he declined. So let's see what level we're gonna hit. And by turning in the quest, we hit level 13. So off we go to Stormwind. My whole idea coming to Stormwind was to come to the Priest and Paladin training area and start the quest chain for Resurrection. Why? Because there is 3 or 4 quests that are instantly turn-in quests. And that way I wanted to get to level 15 so I can unlock the dungeon finder, or maybe even ask someone to do stockades for me to get a pretty quick dungeon boost. But sadly I only got to level 14 and I had like 95% XP, like I needed 2 mobs to kill in order to get to level 15, which was really sad because I didn't do the calculations right, but we're gonna manage. And while I was walking around in Stormwind, I found 2 guys and I offered to sell them some copper ore, and one of them gave me 200 gold. And right after that, his friend gave me 500 gold. I didn't even beg for this, they've just decided to give me the gold. Then I went to the trade district, bought a mage portal to Dalaran, and by exploring Dalaran I got to level 15. Straight after that, we head back to Stormwind, and now we can queue in dungeons, or even maybe ask some nice person to do a stockade run for us to get some loot and XP. And to be honest, it wasn't hard at all to get somebody to come and do stockades for me. I just asked and a random guy didn't even want me to pay him. But when we went inside, I've noticed something strange. The amount of XP that we were getting was not typical, like something was off. And then I found out that Warmane brutally nerfed the dungeon boosts. When you have a level 80 in the group, the XP scales and you get a penalty, like a lot less XP than it was before. But still, the dungeon is a dungeon. Like, I think that from now on, dungeon boosts at low level are off the table. Like, yes, people can still boost you, but it's not worth it because you're gonna get locked to 5 dungeons quickly and you're gonna get like not more than 1 level per dungeon, which for Warmane isn't much. For example, for this stockade run, I got like 2 levels, but the higher level that I get, the lower XP that I'm gonna get, and that way the next run is gonna be 1 level, the third run maybe even be less than a level. So it's better off to do quests. Then I finally got my first dungeon pop. We got into the dungeon, cleared it, and at the end I hit level 24 from only 1 dungeon. Do you see the difference? Do you see what I'm speaking about when you have a level 80 in the group and not? Straight after that I went to finally get a mount. And while I was there, I went to do the Paladin class quest for Resurrection. So, you need to know that the class quests usually scale with your level, so you get XP according to your level, which is pretty nice. Shortly after that, we got another dungeon pop and the farm began. It was dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon.
One eternity later.
And after all those dungeons, I finally decided to stop for a minute and go and train my fast mount. Because I'm already level 52 and I still don't have a 100% mount. I went, I've trained it, and now I need to address another issue. Like, I'm level 52, but my mining and skinning skill is pretty low. So if I go to level up in Un'Goro, let's say, I'm not gonna be able to pick up the mines and skin the mobs there, and there is a lot of bees there. So I plan to go to Westfall, then to Duskwood, and level up my skills. In Westfall the rotation was pretty easy. I just run around the entire map and there was almost no competition. It's not gonna be like this always, because there is constantly people who are leveling up mining, and as of the skinning, it's pretty easy because there is a lot of mobs that you can skin around the entire zone. And the thing that I like the most about Duskwood is that these Worgens are humanoids, but you can still skin them, so it's ultra fast and easy to level up skinning here. For the mining I cannot say the same thing because there is a lot of mountains, some of them are really hard to reach, and you need to walk like crazy for a mine or two, but it's just temporary, so it's worth it. And after getting my mining and skinning skill over 150, I went to a quick trip to Stormwind. I collected my mail, I went and trained skinning, and then went to the auction house to empty my bags because they were almost completely full all the time and I missed out on some loot. And by the way, we've put up a lot of auctions and some of them sold while I was auctioning the other stuff, which is pretty nice. After the auction house roundup and cleaning of the bags, I went back to Duskwood to level up skinning and mining a little bit more before I move up to the next zone. And because I don't want to waste your time so much, in Stranglethorn Vale it was the exact same thing. I mined, I skinned, I wanted to get above 200 skill both of mining and skinning, so when I go to Tanaris I'm ready to mine and skin everything there. Finally I went to Gadget-san and I picked up some quests. And these, by the way, are gonna be the first quests that I do after level 17. I've leveled from 17 to 52 just by dungeons and farming. I took the quests, I went, I killed some pirates, after that I killed some ogres, I killed some elementals, and I think that all of these quests are gonna be well enough to get me at least to level 54. So when I go to Un'Goro, I'm gonna have enough XP to level up to level 60 without changing the zone again. And lucky for me, I even got to level 55 from the quests in Tanaris, so I went to Un'Goro. What I like about Un'Goro is the quests are really easy to do. You just go around in a big circle around the entire map and boom, all of the quests are done. It's just kill, loot, repeat quests, which I like the most. Also, there is a lot of beasts that you can skin, get a lot of leather, and there is quite a good of density of mining nodes, so it's a good way to level up your mining. And fast forward to the end, this is my favorite part. I've done like 10 quests and now I just need to turn them in. And after turning every single quest, we managed to get exactly to level 60. So everything is perfectly going according plan. Then I went to a quick trip to the auction house to put up everything for sale, because as you can see my bags are full again. And after doing that and hitting level 60, most of the players will just go to Outland and start to level there. But not me, I have another plan. Why go to Outland when I can make some gold? I decided to go to Silithus and start killing the worms to farm rugged leather. Also, I'm getting XP for the kills, so I'm leveling and making gold at the same time. And in the meantime, I'm cute in the dungeon finder and hopefully I get a dungeon pop. And as expected, after 15 minutes of farming, I got my first TBC dungeon pop. And the most interesting thing was that I got into a group with 2 twinks. Like, this warrior does insane damage, so it was a pretty easy dungeon and I got quite a bit of XP. At the end, when the dungeon was over, I almost hit level 62. So I haven't even been to Outland still and I'm level 62, which is pretty nice. And after a little bit more of worm killing, I finally got level 62 and it was time to go and clean my bags a little bit because they're again full. Which I wanna see more often, by the way, I'm not complaining, but after getting some decent stacks of leather and ore, I've decided to do a third visit to the auction house and put everything up for sale. And now I think I'm finally ready to go to Outland. Not at level 58, but at level 62. My whole idea is just to be a little bit ahead with the levels. Like, yes, I can go at level 58 in Hellfire, but the mobs will be a higher level than me and it will be a little bit harder for me. And that way, when I'm always 2 or 3 levels ahead of the zone that I'm leveling in, it's gonna be a lot easier. And also, that way, when I complete almost all of the quests in Hellfire, I'm gonna hit level 70 without changing the zone. I want as less as possible zone changes. The whole idea here is to get enough gold to buy a fast flying mount when I hit level 77 and start a nice farm. And of course I'm always cute in the dungeon finder. I'm never gonna miss out on a dungeon if I can, because this is more gold and fewer quests done. And then basically what I've done was just to do dungeons and after that go and do quests. I didn't pay much attention to farming here because fell iron ore and not hide leather don't hold that good of a price. And I didn't want to waste time on making gold here because in Hellfire it's not that good. After that, when I was close to hitting level 69, I got another dungeon pop. I've decided to do the dungeon, and after we completed it, I've decided to change things up a little bit. I found a guy in the global channel which came and helped me to do the Nagrand Arena, because this is almost 1 level of XP and you just stay AFK and they do the quests for you. Also, the quests are group quests, so they give you a decent amount of gold. And while preparing to go to Northrend and crafting all of the fell iron ore that I had into bars, planning to sell it on the auction house, I got my first Northrend dungeon pop and we got into the dungeon. Which is cool because I haven't still been to Northrend and I'm in a Northrend dungeon. And finally, the last chapter of this leveling journey. We got to Boren Tundra and started doing the quests here. And if I can say a few words about Boren Tundra is that this is the best terrain in Northrend that you can level up with a normal mount, not with a flying mount. If you don't have a flying mount, here is a lot better than Howling Fjord. You have only 2 options, if I need to be honest, but still. Also, the quests are starting Northrend quests, introduction quests, back in the days when Wrath of the Lich King launched, the quests were made easy here so they can introduce you to the new expansion, which is pretty cool. Now, while being possible to level up to level 80 in Borean Tundra and by doing a couple of dungeons maybe, I had a different plan. I was not gonna play it like I played it in Outland, and you're gonna see a little bit later what I have in mind. I've started doing the quests camp by camp. Everything was going perfectly according to plan. I was a higher level than the mobs that I was killing, so I didn't miss dodge or parry that much. It was easy for me to kill big groups of mobs so I can farm XP by kills also. And the moment came. After hitting level 77, I instantly started searching for someone to help me to do the arena in Zuldrak. I found a guy and went to Showazar Basin to train my cold weather flying so I can finally fly in Northrend. I've trained the cold weather flying, then instantly went to Zuldrak because the guy was waiting for me. We had some difficulties while trying to do the arena because there was other players here. They tried to interfere, they killed us a little bit, but at the end we finally managed to do it and we hit level 78. And now comes the moment where I change things up. Instead of doing quests till level 80, I've noticed that I'm around 2000 gold short to get my fast flying mount. And the only thing that I can think of is why go and fly to farm mines when I can skin, because in Northrend you can make a lot of gold by skinning, because Borean leather sells almost instantly, not to speak about Arctic fur. And after farming for a little bit, I went to the auction house to clear my bags because as you can see, I have a lot of stuff. I've put up all of the leather for sale, and by the way, all of this cobalt ore is just by farming it around the area that I skin. I didn't go particularly to farm cobalt ore. We've put up everything for sale. Then I went back to continue farming until I hit level 80. I'm currently level 79. Then came the moment. We hit level 80. Finally. It was a pretty long journey, but it was really nice for me because I've tried something new. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff in my bags. I'm gonna go and put everything up for sale again. Hopefully I'm gonna get the gold soon from the sales so I can finally buy my fast flying mount and we can end this episode. When I went back to Stormwind to train my new spells and to collect what I have sold from the auction house, I was surprised to see that a lot of the cobalt ore didn't actually sell. So I felt kind of skeptical because there was a lot of undercutting going on, but I'm sure that we are gonna make it. And after the second time I've collected everything, we've barely got around 4200 gold. So I hope that this time when I post everything, it will sell fast and we won't have any expired auctions. And this time when I logged in, I was surprised, but this time it was a nice surprise because almost everything sold. And we finally have over 5000 gold so we can go and train our fast flying mount. In the meantime, before I went there, I've decided to buy some glyphs so my character is a bit more prepared for what's coming up. And finally, one last trip to Outland. I've decided to train my fast flying here because I have my honor hold reputation to revert and the price is gonna be lower to train here. It took me 4500 gold. And finally, with this we can end the episode, guys. I'm really thankful if you watched to the end. Stay tuned, episode 2 is gonna come out next week and it's gonna be interesting because in episode 2 you're gonna see me getting from starter gear to raiding gear and what my actual plan is to BiS out this character. Please use the comment section and tell me what you think, give me some suggestions and of course drop a like and subscribe if you like it, of course. Thank you guys, see you in the next video.